Welcome everybody to another edition of WineXposed. I'm Larry Terrell, your host, and today we are sitting at Jan's Wine and Booze 2 with Ashley Ingram. She is the proprietor here, and she's going to be helping us out with our blind tasting challenge of the day. So Jan's Wine and Booze 2 is obviously it's a chain. There's a Jan's Wine and Booze 1.
The largest chain in Lutz.
The largest chain in Lutz.
2 stores.
All right. Lutz area, or as some people call it, LA, Lutz area, is an area in the North Tampa area. And these 2 locations are kind of within a quarter mile of each other. This one here is at the corner of Lutz Lake Fern and Northdale Mabry. Your other location is on the corner of Dyke and Northdale Mabry. Both locations are in a Publix Plaza. Would you say there are advantages and disadvantages to that, or is it? I mean, I personally think there's a great advantage.
Yeah, there's really no disadvantages I found. The advantages are you're usually much lower in price than their wines, and if you have a bar like we do, the husbands a lot of times will sit down, have a couple of beers, a glass of wine, shop.
Absolutely.
Or the other way around, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, absolutely, because people, it's a one-stop shopping. They go for the food, they know that they can skip their wine aisle and go straight to our shop.
I've heard you get great recommendations in a place like this. You get great cheese. You get a nice, relaxed environment. You can sit down, have a drink. But also, I mean, looking at the selections here in the store, I see there's not a lot of crossover between what you can find in a place like Publix and what you serve. You've got a lot of unique stuff.
Yes, I always try to seek out the smallest vineyards, handcrafted wines, really unique things. And I've tasted every bottle in this store multiple times. So I know it when I'm talking about it. Just today, this morning, before noon.
Well, yeah, we're going to do a blind tasting challenge. Ashley's selected this bottle for me. I've already taken a look at the color, and I'm guessing that it's an 06 vintage based on what it's looking like. So you can tell me if I'm right or wrong on that. Am I off?
Actually, you know what? I didn't even look at the vintage.
You look at the vintage?
I'll be right back.
Okay, great.
You're right. 06.
I'm 2 for 2 on vintage today. That's great. There's a single varietal wine. I'm gonna guess that it's not domestic, and I guess that this is that this comes from. I'm gonna guess that it comes from Spain. I'm gonna say there's a Spanish red, and I'm gonna say this is Garnacha. It's an 06 Spanish Garnacha.
It is an 06 Cabernet out of California.
Wow, okay. I'm wrong again, but I'm consistent on the vintage.
But I did pick it because it was very unique for a Cabernet. It was not your standard typical Cab.
Especially out of California.
Light. Yeah. Very light, very fruit forward, very juicy. Definitely the Grenache notes, so that red fruit, you know. It's actually a great wine for people who like Noirs or Syrahs that are trying to get over into the heavier wines.
I agree.
It's a good segue wine.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's very fruit driven on the nose. It's got some spice characteristics. I mean, I would never peg this for a California Cab. It's a California Cabs typically are really over extracted, really jammy, but this is nice, medium body at best. This is, but great, nice fruit characteristics. Really nice on the nose and palate. I'd say it's lighter than anything I've had from California, but and I wouldn't say it's like I wouldn't say. Looking at from the Spanish perspective, I wouldn't say this is like Tempranillo-like, because they tend to be a lot lighter, or there's more oak involved.
This still has that really good kind of tannin structuring underneath it, but just solid, supple, no sharp edges, just enough right there to carry it along.
Yeah, and decent acidity too. I'd say this would make a good pairing one.
Yeah, a good food wine, especially because I mean it's not a brick in the face. It doesn't strip the enamel off your teeth. You know, it's just there enough to pair.
Pretty inky. I'd probably get some purple teeth after one glass of this.
Maybe, I don't know.